Hello, today we're going to solve monthly percentage difference on StrataScratch. They give us one table down here called SF transactions, and it looks like this. It is essentially a list of transactions handled by some company. We have the ID of the transaction, when the transaction took place, how much money the company made, and the purchase ID. As an example, we have our first transaction. It took place on January 1st, 2019, and it made the company $172,692. It has a purchase ID of 43. What they are asking us to find is the monthly percentage change in revenue. So what does that mean? Let me show you an example. Here we have 3 transactions that took place in January of 2019. This is our first month. If we add up how much money the company made, we'll add up these 3 values and we will get $467,058. So that's how much money they made in January of 2019. Okay, let's check the next month. We have 2 transactions the next month, and they made this much money. That adds up to $217,022. And then our last month, we have 1 transaction in March of 2019, and it made the company this much money. So we will add that as the company's total revenue in March. Okay, so I just redrew the table so it looks a little cleaner. And now using this, now that we have the revenue the company made every month, we want to find how much it changes from month to month. And they actually give us a formula right here. They say the percentage change is this month's revenue, so the current month we're checking, minus the previous month, divided by the previous month. Let me show you what that means. Here we have our first month. What is the percentage change? Well, it's the first month, so there is no change. There's no previous month to compare to, so we're just going to leave this blank. Okay, now the second month, February 2019, we have 217,000 in the current month. That's the one we're checking. Now let's check the previous month, 467,000. So we're going to subtract $467,058, and we're going to divide by the previous month. Then we will multiply by 100 to get a percentage. And what will this give us? Minus 53.53%. This is our percentage change from January to February. So we will write that here as our output. Okay, now next, let's compare February to March, the percentage change in revenue. So our current month is March, current revenue minus the previous month revenue of February, divided by the previous month, and then multiply by 100 again to get a percentage. This will give us 16.62%. Our percentage change will be 16.62. So what this percentage represents is just the value of the company changing from month to month. Our desired output will look like this. We just take every year and month that they give us and then have the change in percentage as a column. Now, how can we get this? We have to find how much money the company makes each month to even find the percentage change. We're going to have to sum up all the values, right, per month. And we can see the year-month combination, all the value in January 2019, we add these 3 up. Then the next month and year combination, it's February of 2019, and we add all of them up. And we repeat. So we are going to perform a sum aggregate function because we're going to sum all the values grouped by the year and the month. So our query will look something like this. Sum value and then group by the year and the month. But now you may see there's another problem, right? The year and the month is just the first part of this column. This whole column is the year, month, and day. And we don't want to group by the year, month, and day because then we'll just get the value, the total value the company made every day. We want the value the company made every month. We're going to have to figure out how to do that. For now, we'll just put year, month, and come back to this. Okay, now that we grouped, now that we have this, how do we go to this? Well, to calculate the percentage change for each row, we took the value of the current row. Let's say we were at this row, then compared it to the previous one, right? We did the current minus the previous divided by the previous, and then we found the percentage change. And we did that for every row. If we were at this row, we would compare this one to this one to find the percentage change. So what we are doing here is we are comparing the value of each row with the one directly above it. And SQL has a specific function created to allow us to do exactly that. These 2 window functions, lag and lead, allow us to compare the contents of a row with either the contents above it in the case of lag or the contents below it in the case of lead. We want to take each value and compare it to the one above it. So in this case, we want to use lag. Let me show you how it would work. So our formula to find the percentage change was current value, right, this, minus the previous value above it, this one, divided by the previous. Using this lag function will allow us to refer to this previous row when we're at whatever row we're at. So we will say value minus lag value over previous, right? And the previous is just the lag of the value. Now, there are a few things we have to take into account when we use lag. Lag takes two arguments. First, it's just the column that we want to get the value of, right? If we're at this row and we want to get the previous value, then we say lag of value. But then it also takes a number, which is how much we're lagging by. So this specifies how many rows above do we want to look. If we were at this row and we wanted to compare this value with this one 2 above it, we would put a 2 here. But in our case, we want to compare each value to the one directly above it. So we will use lag with a value of 1. So let's put it in both places here. There we go. And now there's actually one more thing we have to take care of when we use lag. So as you probably already know, lag compares the contents of a row with the contents above it. But what if we had a case like this? What if March was up here and our data was in a different order? Now lag will compare this month to this month. Compare January to March, which we don't want. We want from January to February and then February to March. We want to order by the year and the month in ascending order. That's why anytime you use lag, you also have to specify how you want to order the table. We have to say over, because it's a window function, that we're ordering by the year and the month column. We're ordering by this column. And here too, we will have the exact same thing when we use lag down here too. By year. And there you go. This equation, this query calculation will take this table where we have a list of the total values per month and give us the percentage change. And those are the only 2 steps we need to take to complete this question. Our first step will be to sum up all the values of the transactions every month to get the total value of that month. And then we're going to use this lag function to calculate the percentage change from each month to the previous month. Let's try implementing it in code. All right, first step, get total value per month. Our input table was called SF transactions. We can get the sum of all the values of each month by using a sum function. So let's select the sum of the value of each transaction from our table and then group by year month. Now remember, we have not taken care of this. Year and month doesn't exist on our table yet. Let me show you. So the input table, SF transactions, has the year and the month and the date all as one column. We want to extract just the year and the month. How can we do this? Well, this depends on what type of SQL implementation you use, but in the case of Postgres, we can use the 2-character function. This will allow us to take a column, in this case, it's this date column created at, and decide what we want to extract out of it. The 4-year values and then the 2-month values, just this part, this will give us just this. So there we go. If we just selected this, look at our output. The year and the month of each transaction. We're going to return the year-month combination. We'll call this year as year-month. And then we are returning how much money the company made from transactions that month. And we'll call this total value. Let's see what we get. Here we go. Okay, they're out of order, so let's reorder it. January 2019, the company made $1,300,000. February, $950,000. March, etc. Our first step is complete. Step 2, we want to use the lag function to find the percentage change difference. We want to use the lag function on this table we have now. So let's give this query a name so we can refer to it as a table. We'll call it monthly value and we'll put it in here. So now we can just refer to it as monthly value. Okay, well now that we have this, we want to turn the percentage change. So we're returning 2 things. We're still going to return the year and the month. So that'll be our first column that we're returning. And then we're going to use the lag function to calculate the percentage change. Remember, our formula was the current monthly revenue minus the previous monthly revenue divided by the previous. And then all of this multiplied by 100 because it's a percentage. So let's do it. We're going to select our value minus the previous month, which we got using the lag function. Lag of value, and we want the one directly above it. And anytime we use lag, we have to specify how we want to order the table. Order by the year and the month. Then we're dividing this whole thing by the previous value. So cover all this in brackets and divide by the lag again. Order by year. There we go. Now we want a percentage. So multiply this whole thing by 100. We want to return the year and the month as our first column. And then this calculation of the percentage change as our second column. And we'll call this percentage change. Let's see what we get. Okay, I made a mistake. I called it total value here, but then I used value here. So I'll just change this to value. And here we go. We get the year and the month and the percentage change. January 2019, it's the first month, so there's no change. February 2019, down 28.56%. And then we have the percentage change per month. There's just one little thing we have to take care of. They asked in the question to round to 2 decimal spots. So we see here how it's 0.354. We just want to cut it off at 0.35. So let's take care of that. Cover this whole calculation in a round. There, it's kind of, there, hopefully it all fits. So just to go over it one more time, this is the value of our current month, how much we made that month, and is how much made the previous month. All of this divided by, again, how much was made the previous month, multiply by 100 to get a percentage, and then rounded to 2 decimal spots. Here is our output. Let's see if it's correct. Perfect. This is exactly what we were looking for. Everything's green. And that's all. Thank you for watching.